Hey guys, this is Matt at H-Pattern Labs. If you didn't catch the last video, here at H-Pattern Labs, we are on the quest to build the ultimate sim rig. Now when we do custom builds, they always start at the same place, right here at stage 1, build planning. Now first off, we need to lay out our end goals, how we want the rig to function, how we want it to look, and we need to determine what our build requirements are, budget, space, etc. Now, before we start, I just want to mention that I'm not affiliated with any company that I mention here. The products that I choose for this build are chosen because they're the best for what I need. My opinions are my own. With that, let's get planning. All right, the main thing we're going to be choosing today is a chassis. In order to keep costs down, I'm going to be using hardware from a previous build. I've already got these loaded into my part picker, so let's do a quick rundown of what we have. First off, I'll go right ahead and say it, Moza. The mighty king of the mid-range. I like Moza. I've never had an issue with any of my Moza gear. The software is simple and easy to use, and the quality feels higher than what you pay for. But the number one reason why I like Moza, availability. Here in Canada, it's the most widely available gear outside of Logitech and Thrustmaster. And if there's something that I want for my rig, it's a matter of just running down the street to Canada Computers to get it, rather than waiting for 2 weeks and paying for shipping. Alright, let's talk wheelbase. Right now I'm using the Moza R12. For those unfamiliar with Moza's extremely straightforward naming convention, the 12 means 12 Newton meters. Now, I've long held that 12 Newton meters is the sweet spot for sim racing. 5 is too low, you will experience clipping. 9, you're fine. But with 12, you've got realistic output with some headroom. For most, 12 is all you need. Now, is it worth it to move up to 20 to 25 plus Newton meters? Well, that comes down to you. If it's in your budget and you want to ensure that you only buy once, cry once, then yeah, it's worth it. When it comes to wheelbases, you aren't paying for more power. Again, according to real-life race car drivers, 12 to 15 Newton meters is realistic. What you're paying for is resolution and accuracy. Okay, for the pedals, I'm using Moza's CRP2 pedals with clutch. Again, not much more to say here. They are a solid mid-range load cell entry. The one downside, I will say, is that if you want to upgrade from these while staying within the Moza ecosystem, your only option is the M-Booster active pedal, which I think is a little bit overpriced for what you get. Now, I'll be looking at wheelbase and pedal upgrades in the future, but if I were to be upgrading today, I'd probably be looking at moving to Simucube with the Simucube 3 Pro at 25 Newton meters and the Active Pedal Pro. Finally, the seat. Right now I'm using the PRS2 from Next Level Racing. I love this seat. It is extremely comfortable and I've had no problem sitting in this thing for hours and hours at a time. It has adjustable lumbar support, comes with a slider, and it's a recliner. However, it's a recliner. This means it has some amount of flex as any other recliner would, which for sim racing is not ideal. Proper bucket seats do have some other advantages over recliners, which I'll touch on in a future video when I talk about seat position and ergonomics. Now that being said, when recommending seats, I believe that comfort is king. The only thing that matters is whether or not you like sitting in it. So I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Last Christmas Eve, I spent 2 weeks straight binge playing Cyberpunk 2077 and Baldur's Gate 3. I could sit in this thing for days. Now, my suggestion, if you intend to use your rig for any other type of gaming or productivity, just get yourself a nice soft recliner. You won't enjoy sim racing any less for it. But if you intend to use your rig exclusively for racing, or you want the added realism, or you just like the way they look, then get a bucket. I will be getting a new bucket seat for this rig sometime in the future. I'm leaning towards the Track Racer TR Series Fiberglass GT sim racing seat. Why? I think it looks sick, it's surprisingly comfortable, and I think it'll be perfect for this build. As for the PRS2 that I'm sitting on right now, it's comfier than any other gaming seat I've ever sat in, so I'll be mounting some brackets to it and moving it over to my desk. And now we can move on to the main topic for this video, the chassis. First, our requirements. Now it's a given, but it's got to have zero flex. I intend to put a 25 Newton meter wheelbase on it with active pedals. Zero flex ensures that every Newton meter of force gets transferred directly to you. I also want to add motion at some point, I'm thinking D-box, so it needs to be sturdy. Personally, I would go with 4-inch profiles for motion, 6-inch to be on the safe side, but 6-inch is probably overkill for just about anything other than motion rigs. Lastly, for my builds, I need the chassis to be easy to work with. Stock, it needs to look good, and with proper cable management, it needs to look clean. Also, I don't want to have to fight the chassis to mount additional hardware, aftermarket, or custom fabricated parts. The more mounting points, the better. So for this build, I'll be going with Advanced Sim Racing, ASR. Out of Montreal, they're pretty local to me, and they're probably the most well-known and best-reviewed Canadian sim rig manufacturer. Their rigs are well made and easy to work with. I like ASR. For the chassis, I'll be going with the ASR Pro. With its 6-inch extrusions, I know it'll handle everything that I intend to throw at it. The only problem, when the ASR Pro replaced the old ASR 6, they switched to this flat face design. At least with the ASR 4, you still have the option to go with the flat face or the open face. It's a bit of a trade-off. On the one hand, the flat face with the infinite black coating does look really slick out of the box. Plus, it'll be easier to wrap or vinyl if you want to. But on the other hand, it makes customization more of a challenge and may pose some issues when it comes to hardware mounting. For a clean build, it's the perfect chassis. But for an H Pattern Labs build, I guess we'll see. Alright, let's break down the parts list. First off, the ASR Pro chassis in infinite black. I'll be going with the classic wheel deck with the standard mounting plate from my Moza R12. The Pro and Evo wheel decks are a fair bit more, and they're only really useful if you need the easier micro adjustments, or if you intend to have multiple different people sitting in the rig, or want to quickly swap between, say, GT and Formula seating positions. For add-ons, I'll be grabbing the floor set. It's a 6-inch rig with feet, so it's going to sit pretty high off the ground. Having the floor makes it easier to get in and out of, and really improves the look, especially if you plan on running cables underneath. I'll also be adding the pivoting sidearm. This will help to close off the left side with a door and provide a mounting point for customization down the road. For the monitor stand, I run 32s and don't see myself ever going larger than that, so I'm going with the 32-inch monitor stand. I'll be adding a 4th monitor up top, and I'm going to tell people that it's to monitor telemetry, but really it's only used for Netflix and Nürburgring. Finally, I'll be adding the PC stand to mount my PC up and behind the monitor stand. My opinion, if you're going for a clean cable managed build, mounting it there is your best shot. When it comes to cable management, the biggest challenge is cable length. The PC stand makes that a lot easier to deal with. The only problem for this build is that one of the nice features of the ASR Pro are the integrated cable channels. Mounting the PC on the stand might mean that I won't be able to make full use of them. Regardless, all that matters for us right now is that we get a solid, clean build to start from. It doesn't matter how we get there. Well, that's just about it for the build plan. In the next video, we're going to move on to stage 2, the build. In that video, I think I'm going to do a build guide on how to build the ASR Pro. I hope it'll be informative, or at the very least just interesting. Alright, this is Matt at H Pattern Labs. Thanks for watching. Bye.